He shoved handfuls of live cockroaches in his mouth during a cockroach eating contest. As he attempted to swallow them, he suddenly began to choke. The live roaches had caused his throat to constrict, completely cutting off his air supply. The crowd watched as he gasped for air, and he was rushed to the hospital. But it was too late, and he was pronounced dead. The coal was hollowed out and filled with small explosives and covered back up. Then they were planted in the enemy's coal piles and shoveled into train furnaces. As it burned, the fake coal heated up, causing it to ignite. Once it exploded, the sudden blast ripped through the engines and boilers, and this often caused the train to derail, destroying the enemy supplies. He began throwing up immediately after drinking his morning coffee. His co-workers also began to feel sick, and some even had severe diarrhea. And when they checked the security footage, they found something shocking. An angry employee had been pouring cleaning spray into the fresh pot. She had been upset at her co-workers and poisoned the coffee for revenge. After getting caught, she was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Your dog could be attacked by a predator looking for food, but you can dress it in a special vest, which is covered in sharp metal spikes. These stick out in every direction, and when the predator tries to grab it, they'll get a painful stab. With no way to grip, it's forced to let go, allowing your dog to escape. Just be sure you don't put it on inside out. She stepped backwards right into the plane's spinning propeller. You see, she'd been photographing skydivers, and after landing, she walked between the propeller and the wing to get another shot. But the engine was still running, and as she lifted her camera, she backed up into the blades. They hit her at high speeds, causing serious injuries, and even though she was rushed to the hospital, it was too late. They found hair, bones, and limbs in the man's swollen stomach. You see, he ignored his unusually large stomach for years, until severe pain finally sent him to the hospital. Doctors thought it was a tumor, but during surgery, they found something shocking. You see, when he was inside his mother's womb, he had a twin that didn't fully develop. And instead of separating, the twin became trapped inside him, feeding off the man's body for decades. The doctors removed it, and the man made a full recovery. If you swallow a chicken wing whole, it can lodge in your esophagus, causing you to choke. But if you get it through, the bone's sharp edges might tear the lining on the way down. Once it reaches your stomach, the acid inside tries to break down the bones, but they leave sharp fragments. As they pass through your intestines, the remaining shards of bone can puncture the walls. And if this happens, surgery may be required to repair the damage. The nail tore into his stomach, slicing it open. The story claims they had snuck into a construction site after drinking too much and began to mess around with the equipment. He grabbed a large piece of plastic to use as a slide into the pool, but he didn't see the nail sticking out. Blood poured as his intestines coiled below him. His friends screamed for help, but it was too late. A man dressed as Bigfoot walked into a dark highway, hoping to trick the drivers. But his costume was made from a camouflage that made him look like a pile of leaves. And because of this, the drivers didn't see him. He was immediately hit by a car at full speed, knocking him down. A second car swerved to avoid him, but the third ran him over again, and he tragically died.